I'm Michael Sheen, and I'm giving my Grow Wild vote to Ebbw Vale's Furnace to Flowers project.
But today we'd like to point out to you the Vote for Flowers campaign. We'd like as many of you to get on board as possible.
I'm Yola Williams and I'm asking for your help. The Gwent Wildlife Trust's Furnace to Flowers project is coming up for a public vote.
Enjoy the sight. Love.
So this is going to be the sensory garden. Liz is going to be working on skimming the turf off this area so we can plant it up with some decent native, local provenance wildflowers.
These shrubs here, this is going to become a dragon. So Reese has just turned out he's actually going to make a metal frame. And we're going to use all these shrubs to then weave into the frame, and then put things like clematis in there, wild honeysuckle, grow it, and ivy, and that'll all grow over.
So this is Chris's area where he's going to be making a wildlife island. So we're going to create an island on there which will be made up of all that old stone and using one of the existing concrete structures. This is going to be one of the trickier parts of the job because the people who are building the island are going to have to be in the pond in waders.
So my name is Veronica. I work for Gwent Wildlife Trust and I'm the project leader for Furnace to Flowers project. Today is the first in a series of events for Furnace to Flowers. This one's called Have a Blast. And we just want to get lots of people to know about the project, and it's to kick off lots and lots of different activities that we've got throughout the summer. So today we have Malcolm from the Owl Sanctuary. That's just an example of some of the wildlife that we're trying to help through the project, and they'll hunt across the grasslands. So by managing it in a different way, it's managing it for wildflowers, but it's also going to benefit birds like the one that Malcolm's brought along today. So we've also got Penny Turnbull, who's a textile artist. She's making, with different groups of people, making lots of bunting with wildflowers on it. So that's raising awareness of the wildflowers that you would find in this area, and it's also then getting people involved in crafts, and people are going to be making seed bombs out of recycled paper, so paper mache and seeds, and then they can go out onto the site. Some of the old sites that are just gravelly, they look like nothing at the moment, but they're actually great for wildflowers to grow in. Wildflowers like really poor soil, so they can go across, they'll throw their seed bombs into the target areas, tick off that challenge, and then they can get into a prize draw for some super tubing, I think is called. So that's great fun, and so that's one of the main activities. And then the council are helping to sow wildflower seeds then in over a big area, so people come back in the summer and that whole site should just be full of wildflowers.
Yeah, so welcome to Central Valley. This is our first day of cutting on the site, which we've taken over as part of the Furnace to Flowers project. Using part of the funding we gained, we actually spent some money on a BCS mower which is able to cope with these slopes. For any of you kit junkies out there, it's a BCS Bank Commander. The real advantage to this is it can deal with really difficult sloping terrain, and it's really safe for the operator as well. The only bad bit is it doesn't collect the grass, so you then have to follow up by raking it, which is where our wonderful volunteers come in and help us out anyway. So by doing a regular cut and removing the cut materials from the site, we free up these spaces in the ground for a wider variety of wildflower species to grow, and that's what gives us these more sort of picturesque banks full of wildflowers, which is why we're doing the task we're doing today.
They'll make the steel works moving. Clouds
the secret sensory garden at the end of the first summer. Lots of flowers have grown in here. Next stage for it is to make the secret sensory wall that will be behind me there between the bench and the fence. And the idea with that is to try and screen the garden from the road and to make it more secret than it is. That's going to be designed with people from local college, from the schools, from groups like Family Integration Project and Communities First. And then another feature that we're working on is the wildflower roof tunnel. So that'll be up in the undergrowth behind me there, and that'll be for a feature for children to be able to go either walk through or crawl through, with lots and lots of wildflowers on the roof of that, like the roof that's on the Mini Beast Hotel.
Fire.
Does everybody know what this site was? This site was steelworks, isn't it? Yeah. So this project, and my bit of this project, is creating a sculpture to do with the steelworks, excavated steelworks. So what do you think this is? Now you know that it's steelworks.
Fire.
So yeah, it's what is
Melted
it?
steel.
Melted steel, exactly. So it is a flow out of a crucible. Do you know anybody know what a crucible is? So a crucible with hot molten metal.
But it's red.
What colour is hot metal? Really
Red.
hot metal. So
No.
when metal is really, really hot, it's white, okay? And then it goes down with silvers, and it goes down to, like you say, the yellows, and it goes down to the oranges and the reds. And as it cools down, it gets down to the dark, really dark blacks, and all this ash starts popping off it because it's cooling down and retracting. So that's basically what happens at the bottom. So the idea of this is we're designing a flow of molten metal. And the thing is, what we're going to try and do, with your help and everybody's help we've been working with, is design a sculpture that's going to go here, just on the other side of this, on the other side of the site. And we're going to create a sculpture to do with the steelworks that has actual to do with flowers as well. So out of this, out of all this molten steel, we're going to have metal flowers come up, like that.
What do we want?
More wildflowers!
When do we want them?
No!
What do we want? We're marching up the hill to see a mythical beast, and we're going to talk to the mythical beast about wildflowers. And then the mythical beast will inspire everyone in all of Wales to plant wildflowers. Why do we need wildflowers? For pollinators, for bees, for bumblebees, and for ourselves. If we don't have bumblebees, what do we not have? Tomatoes. If we don't have tomatoes, we don't have pizza. We don't have spaghetti bolognese. We don't have beans and toast. We have nothing if we don't have bumblebees and tomatoes. So yes, that's why we're marching, for bumblebees and for wildflowers. Follow me! This way, people!
Keep coming, everybody!
So in 1987 I had an idea for this piece of work because I was really interested in the garden festivals that were taking place, and I came and looked at the site, which was just a desolate valley at the time, and it really in need of regeneration. But the ideas behind it were, the serpent at that time was about protection and regeneration, and that was the ideas behind this mythical, I call it the mythical beast, but it's a serpent, not so much a dragon, although now it's become a dragon, which I think is perfectly acceptable. And I think that's quite nice that the valley has taken it over as their dragon. I was totally amazed when I came back in May to find that people had actually thought about it and started fixing it and looking after it and replanting it. And I think it was just amazing. I just thought, wow.
Woman in love, he's sweet inspiration. And honey, that's all I ask. That's all I ask from you. I gotta have your sweet
I'm Veronica Branovic. I'm the Living Valleys manager for Gwent Wildlife Trust, and we're the lead partner on this project. So I'm really pleased with the way the event's gone today. It's been a nice bunch of people, really nice atmosphere. I think lots of people have enjoyed themselves. Hopefully learned a little bit about wildflowers while they've been here. Yeah, it's been really nice to have people from Kew visiting. It's been nice for them to get a flavour of what we can do in Wales, and for them to get a bit more involved and meet some of the local people and the people that benefited from the project. But through this project, we also wanted to celebrate local talent. So that's why we have music, we had the puppet show. And then into the future, we've been asking people through the Green Scheme for their ideas for what would make the future of this area better for them.
I imagine an Ebbw Vale that prospers and flourishes with opportunities for every person who wants to face a new challenging future.
We made the flowers. We done beatboxing. Yeah. We had a pizza. My favourite flower is Daisy, probably.
I take it you were regenerating this was be a steel works, and this was the old furnace site, so we regenerate and making it modern, new for the new generation, so they can use it. You know, we don't want the area just to go to waste and not be used, because children like it down here. We come down here, they go on their bikes, and you know, and it's nice to see it being looked after. And well, we've had a storytelling here. We've only been here an hour, so we had a storytelling. We've just been looking at the owls, and we can have some your face painted now, and the glitter stuff. Yeah.
I'm really excited. I love wildflowers because they can help wildlife with nature, and they spread out sweet and smelly pollen for the bees.
Looking at me with your big brown eyes, so patiently. Well, that movie when love conquers all, nothing else ever seemed to matter at all. Well, tell me now, is this meant to be?
A project like this is overwhelmingly important, because if you're creating a community space full of wildflowers, it attracts people into the area, it gets them out of their houses, it gets them walking around looking at wildflowers, and that's majorly beneficial to their physical and mental health as well. We know that nature acts like a multivitamin. It boosts your immune system and lowers your stress levels, and therefore helps you to fight a range of diseases. So it's brilliant for your health and well-being, but also it's great for inward investment. Multiple studies around the world have shown that if you have an attractive, beautiful place, you're more likely to get inward investment, and therefore more likely to get additional jobs, and you're going to bring in additional spend to an area as well. So the more beautiful an area is, obviously more people want to be in there, more people want to live there, companies want to move there. So I would say that a project like this is not only beneficial to people's health and well-being, makes the area beautiful, but will potentially attract in investment and jobs.